This is not a story. This is the letter that was written by one of the greatest person in the world. Yes. This is just a letter that was written to their daughter. It was written when I was not even born, or the same age, I mean the same year that when I was born. The letter dated June 23rd, 1969. I'm going to just read the letter so you can feel it. My darlings, once again our beloved mommy has been arrested, and now and daddy are away in jail. My heart bleeds as I think of her sitting in some police cell far away from home, perhaps alone and without anybody to talk to, and without nothing to read. 24 hours of the day, longing for her little ones. It may be many months or even years before you see her again. For long you may live like orphans without any protection. Your own home or parents, without a natural love, affection and protection mommy used to give you. Now you will get no birthday, no Christmas parties, no presents or new dresses, no shoes or toys. Gone are the days when, after having a warm bath in the evening, you would sit at table with mommy and enjoy her good and simple food. Gone are the comfortable beds, the warm blankets, and clean linen she used to provide. She will not be there to arrange for friends to take you to those bioscopes, concerts, and plays, or to tell you nice stories in the evening. Help you to read those difficult books and to answer many questions you would like to ask. She will be unable to give you the help and guidance you need as you grow older and as new problems arise. Perhaps never again will mommy and daddy join you in house number 8115, Orlando West, the one place in the whole world that is so dear to our hearts. This is not the first time mommy goes to jail. In October 1958, only 4 months after our wedding, she was arrested with 2,000 other women when they protested against passes in Johannesburg, and spent 2 weeks in jail. Last year she served 4 days, but now she has gone back again. I cannot tell you how long she will be away this time. All that I wish always to bear in mind is that we have a brave and determined mommy who loves her people with all her heart. She gave up pleasure and comfort for a life full of hardship and misery because of the deep love she has for her people and country. When you become adults and think about carefully of the all unpleasant experiences mommy had gone through and the stubbornness which she has held in her beliefs, and you will begin to realize the importance of her contribution in the battle for truth and justice, and to the extent to which she has sacrificed for her own personal interest and happiness. Mummy comes from a rich and respected family. She is a qualified social worker. And at the time of our marriage in June 1958, she had a good and comfortable job at a Barak Wanath hospital. She was working there when she was arrested for the first time. And at the end of 1958, she lost her job. Later, she worked for Child Welfare Society in town, and post she liked very much. It was whilst working there that the government ordered her not to leave Johannesburg, to remain at home from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m., not to attend meetings, compound or hostel or any African township save Orlando, where she lived. This order made it difficult for her to continue with her work at the Child Welfare Society, and she lost this particular job as well. Since then, Mommy has lived a painful life and had to try to run home without a fixed income. Yet somehow managed to buy your food and clothing, pay your school fees, rent for the house, and to send me money regularly. I left home in April 1961 when Jenny was 2 years and Zinzi 3 months. Early in 1962, I toured Africa and visited London for 10 days and returned to South Africa towards the end of July the same year. I was terribly shaken when I met Mom. She suddenly lost lots of weight, was now shadow of her former self. I realized at once the strain my absence had caused her. I looked forward to some time when I would be able to tell her about my journey, the countries that I visited, and the people I met. But my arrest on August 5th put an end to that dream. When Mommy was arrested in 1958, I visited her daily, brought her food and fruits. I felt proud of, especially because the decision to join in other women in demonstrating against the passes was taken by her freely without any suggestion from me. But her attitude to my own arrest made me know Mommy better and more fully. Immediately I was arrested. Our friends here and abroad offered her scholarships and suggested she leave the country to study overseas. I welcomed these suggestions as I felt that studies would keep her mind away from her troubles. I discussed the matter with her when she visited me in Pretoria jail in October 1962. She told me that although she would most probably be arrested and sent to jail, and even politicians fighting for freedom must expect, she would nevertheless remain in the country and suffer with her people. Do you see now what a brave Mommy we have? Do not worry, my darlings. We have a lot of friends. They will look after you, and one day Mommy and Daddy will return and you will no longer be orphans without a home. Then we'll all also live peacefully and happily as normal families do. In the meantime, you must study hard and pass your examinations and behave like good girls. Mommy and I will write you many letters. I hope you got the Christmas card I sent you in December and the letter I wrote both of you on February 4th this year. With lots of love and millions of kisses. Your affectionately, Daddy. Thank you so much.